Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have Jacob. Jacob's bomb drop is August 9th of 2022, and he has a date of marriage of 2009. He is not yet familiar with the context type or the energy type terms. Jacob says, my wife has an affair partner. She is acting really crazy. She tries telling me I'm not in love with her when I know that I am. That's it. So, Jacob, what's going on? When I answer this, first thing, I don't have a lot of information, so I'm just going to answer it with the idea that this is a midlife crisis. Okay? So, first thing, she has an affair partner. Even if it's not a midlife crisis right now, we're in the same place. Affair that's not, MLC affair that is. And she's acting crazy. Good chance she is in limerence. So I want you to look up limerence and learn about that. It is crazy making. It is an obsessive love. It is what we call infatuation. It's what we call falling in love, even though I don't think that's an accurate idea. It's what we think being in love is. It's what we think it means and feels like to be in love. Excuse me. But really, being in love is what is left after that period of obsession. If we're still there after that, when the high fireworks are done and it's just the embers and they're burning and they're stable. So it's a chemical process of falling in love. And she is trapped in it right now. It is an addiction. So first thing, maybe she is telling you that you're not in love with her because you have stable love, not what she won't call it this, but not insane love. You said she's acting crazy. It is insane. Now, you think you can get to her through that? That you can logic to her, that you can intervention her? Typically, no. She is in an obsession. And she will defend that other person no matter what. In other words, he can be a child molester. He can be living homeless or in a shelter. And not that there's things wrong with that, but he could be living in a trailer, stealing. He can be on drugs. He can do all of the things. He can be refusing to work, get lazy, whatever kind of things that are in intention and deliberate for him, rather than somebody who's down on his luck. It can be down on his luck too, but she will defend all of that against you. And you could have all of the cons in your column, and all of the pros in your column, and he could have all of the cons except for that shot of limerence. If you look at folk and fairy tales, mythologies, Arthurian legend has the example of Tristan and Isolde, where they were given a love potion, and Tristan was escorting her to her marriage. They were told, you don't take this until you get to your wedding and your wedding night with King Mark. And one night they camped by the roadside. I don't know if they found it, but they took their love potion. And that was it. It was over. They were in love and there was no stopping it. This is a love potion. It is not sanity. So it doesn't feel the same how she feels for you. That stable kind of thing. There are no fireworks. When you are in limerence, it is a focus toward that other person. So empathy gets buried. But I really don't think it's fully buried because I think they have empathy for that other person. But not you. And maybe not others that are around. Maybe not even children. It's about that person. What they say. They will defend them. Now, if it's a midlife crisis, the person that is in limerence is already weakened or in a vulnerable state of identity because they're not sure who they are. So they're at a state where they are more susceptible to this obsession. Does that mean that the limerence could be enhanced more? Maybe it does. I don't know. But it is a greater susceptibility because they're not as sure of who they are. They're feeling like, I don't know what my life is. I've failed, so they want to try again. Or I'm a fraud. Maybe because they've succeeded so much and that's not the world they were from. Various reasons. Maybe they've lost their father or some other trigger. Loss of a parent is often a trigger to go into midlife crisis. And so they're questioning things. They've had different reasons to question their own vitality and how they're aging, and they can no longer do the things they used to do. All of these compound it, and then limerence comes along. And it doesn't mean that they just happened to find somebody and it was bad timing. Midlife crisis doesn't just make you susceptible, it makes you go out and look for that person, even if you're not aware if that's what you're doing. You're already vulnerable to when the person comes into your life. And those people are always out there in our lives. We're just not vulnerable to them. So, I know that you've signed up for Understanding Midlife Crisis, and you've looked at the first few videos. Go back and look at the videos in Understanding Midlife Crisis in the free course. It's only about 2 hours or so of total viewing, and you don't have to view it all at once. If you can't get in or have trouble getting in, let me know, because that might help you understand. I think it's the third day. There's 3 modules, and you can watch them all now that you've been signed up for a while. I think it's the third day where I have a long video on the affair. Most of the videos are, I think I tried to make them around 10 minutes or so, but the affair one, I think I went on for 20 to 30 minutes. Go watch those and see if they can help you understand what's going on with this limerence, and that'll help you understand what it means to be in a midlife crisis. Because if you've got both of them going on, midlife crisis people usually find an affair and it will be limerent. But that doesn't mean that people who have an affair and are always limerent. And if you add those two together, bam, it's a perfect storm, okay? So I am so sorry you're going through this, but I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you need any help accessing the course. And I will see everybody